But we will give one anyway. Shannon Starry has been a member of BNI for almost 13 years. She has held all 3 leadership roles in her past chapter as well as ambassador for a year and a half. She's currently a part of the amazing Omega BNI chapter in Coon Rapids. Shannon is a financial services advisor for 25 years, and she was assistant VP for 3 local banks as well as a staff accountant at a local accounting firm. Shannon has been in the real estate field for a little over 3 years and currently resides at Keller Williams Integrity Northwest, serving as the Director of Operations for the Chris and Christie Group and licensed real estate agent, where she is able to utilize both her management skills as well as her accounting background. Shannon is a board member of a nonprofit called C, Community Emergency Assistance Program, and has been a board member there for 7 years. When she's not working, she enjoys spending time with her family, camping, running, and spending time outdoors. What Shannon enjoys most about being a BNI member is the long-term and lasting relationships formed, as well as the endless resources for her clients and her family and friends. Shannon's word to live by: the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just a little extra. I try to always give a little extra.
Before we start the timer, I do want to do a little bit of recognition. One of the funnest parts of what we get to do here when we come out to the chapters is talk a little bit about a member who has stood out and been exceptional to the chapter. So I reach out to the team and they talk to me and let me know who that would be, and I want to describe that individual to you. So first and foremost, a green light member. So one of the things that we're all shooting for is to be a green light member. So this particular member holds that status. Taking on a committee role. So being part of the success of the chapter is being on a committee and ensuring that the chapter as a whole runs really well, and that's taking on one of those roles. Consistent and good attendance. What I know about people who are consistent in their business and attend, they get more referrals, because what we know is we know, like, and trust them, and when they're here each and every week, it's easier to pass referrals. And then the final one, which is one you can't teach people, it's just what people have is a great attitude. So when you're out networking, attitude matters. So always go into every situation with a positive, great attitude, and you're bound to get something out of it. So I would like to present the notable networker to Mr. Robbie Hildebrand. I love when people look surprised, like, wow, you were talking about me. So awesome. So the funny part is, we talked about putting phones down, but I'm going to have you guys pick your phone back up, because what I want to talk to you guys about this week is actually the BNI Connect app. So what we know about the success of a chapter is all really in the statistics and what we do with those stats. And the number one way to be a successful chapter is to enter those stats. So we don't know how great you are until you show us on the app. And what happens is we get busy, we start working on other things, and it becomes a side note. So I want to encourage you to use the app, and I want to show you a little bit more about the particular app. So hopefully, everybody was prepped and downloaded the BNI Connect app. So if you have it on your phone, guys, I want you to pick it up. And I want you to log in. And as you're logging in, let's talk about a few things regarding that, as well as referrals and things like that. So what I know about this chapter is the goal behind this chapter and the leadership team is 100% online submission. And the reason for this is many things. It's not just to make it easier for the leadership team, it's to make it easier for you. So what I know is when I enter referrals online, I have an electronic version that I can always track all of the time, look back on, and remember who I referred and how to follow up. So it makes my job easier on my end when referrals are put in online. What I also know about putting referrals in online is it's easy. It takes no time. Jared and I were just talking this morning that it is actually more time consuming to fill out the paper form on your table than it is to enter a slip on your phone. So utilize that. So let's talk about the rare times when we have to fill out a slip. So I know what happens. Sometimes I come to a meeting, it's getting close to the end of the month, and I need to fill out a referral slip, and I don't want to be disruptive by entering it in a meeting. So what I know is, even when we're trying to be doing the right things by entering the stuff, the meeting time is not that opportunity to enter those referrals, because what people think is, oh, Wyman must think this is more important. than me doing my presentation, you know? And we don't want that. We want people to know that our eyes are on everybody in the room and that we're really into ensuring that we're the best sales force. So when we're entering it in on our phone, we want to do it outside of the meeting. If we happen to need to fill out a referral slip, best practice. The first thing that we need to ensure we're doing, guys, it has to be legible. We have to be able to read it. So make sure you write your name legibly, make sure you write the referral name legibly, and fill out the form legibly. The other piece is inside, outside. Sometimes it's hard for the secretary treasurer to understand whether it's inside or outside, so make sure that you are checking that box. I just want to make sure I'm getting all of his pieces. And then the other piece is, if you happen to fill out a paper form, and that's fine because we want to fill out those forms to be able to be put in the drawing in the room, make sure you put a line through it if you do it online. Because what I know about Steve is he is super detailed. And we had a phone conversation the other day, and he is literally matching up every slip to everything that went in online, and that's just too much time. We want to make sure that he can just buzz right through those. The ones that have lines through it, he can set to the side, and the other pieces he can work on getting and ensuring they're entered. I also, before we go to that, want to talk about timing, because people don't always know this, so I want you guys to be real clear on this. The last meeting of the month, when that meeting ends, when 9 o'clock hits, anything you do on that app goes to the next month, even if it's in this month. So I'll use the example of our last meeting is November 25th. If you enter a slip at 9:05 on November 25th, it is going to become a referral for December. Does that make sense? Everything that happens at the close of the meeting pushes to the following week. So do not think, oh, I have till the 31st to enter stuff online, because you do not have until the 31st. You have until the close of the meeting, the last meeting of the month. If you happen to need to get a referral in online, because you want to be a green light member like me, and you want to ensure that everything works, fill out a paper slip, because what will happen is anything filled out on paper will go to the POEMS report and will still be counted for the month. So it's not impossible. It's possible, just at that moment, then don't do it on the app. But I encourage you to do it pre. The other piece is the app allows you to print those slips, guys. Print those slips. You can print. There's a piece if you go on your desktop that says print weekly slips. You can print it out and you don't have to fill anything out in the meeting. Cut those pieces out, you bring that paper in, you throw it in for the drawing, and you're in for the drawing. Fair enough? So I don't think there's a whole lot. I think the app is super intuitive. It says slips. Really crazy, huh? You push this button that says referral, it brings it up. A couple things that people get challenged with is off to the right, there's a circle. If you need to do a referral to a member of another chapter, that's what you would hit. You would search the member of the other chapter, and that's how you would do cross-chapter referrals. The piece that I want to share with you that I absolutely love is at the very bottom. You guys can see the search bar on the very bottom of your app. Do you see the little search? Hit that, then hit chapter roster. It should bring up every member of your chapter in there. It has a little drop-down arrow on the right-hand side. You guys can find that. You're going to see like some icons kind of pop up underneath the person's name. I love, love, love this. If you go all the way to the right, there's like 3 dots that are connected. If you hit that, it builds a contact card for you. So what this does for you now is you no longer need to have to carry business cards for everybody. You can send that contact card for a member of your chapter instantly to anyone via whatever platform you're into. So if it's email, if it's a message, but it makes it so easy to not have to type out, figure out what was their email address again, what was the phone number. It's super, super convenient. So guys, I want to wrap up, but what I want you guys to do as a takeaway is online is the way to do it. It's best tracking for you, best for the chapter, and then watch that month-end timing, because I know that there are way more green members in this chapter than it shows, and it's probably because we're not entering our slips. And once we do that, the chapter's always going to be a green light member, and it's a positive for everybody. So hopefully that was a little helpful.